Facts and Two Cents. This is Pamela
and this is Petal.
Yay! Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Yes, it's been a while. I've been out for a while. It's been crazy. So I'm glad I was able to make time today to get on here because a lot has been going on. But before we get into that, just to reiterate why we do this and who we're here for. So that way, if you're a new subscriber and you have no idea, we are here for our faves, and they're the Sussexes, and they go as follow: Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, Archie, Lilibet, Diana, Doria, Queen Doria, the chickens, Pula, and Guy. Exactly. Them all. And we are petty and biased. We've always said that. Don't come for us unless we've sent for you. But anyways, there's a lot has been going on. Now, T. Markle, I want to give him a nickname, but I can't even find one.
Just Caddy, but
T. Caddy Markle. He's Caddy. T. Caddy Markle. Come on, viewers, let's give him a nickname. Some really fake nickname.
No, I tend to ignore Thomas Markle. I never really even talk about him because for me he is just so gross and disgusting. Like I literally ignore anything. But I couldn't ignore this one.
He is embarrassing, and I mean, I feel like they should have an award that just says the most embarrassing, the most outrageous, the most just deplorable father of the century.
You can't even call him a father. It's like, I don't know how Harry and Meghan ended up with the two worst fathers on the planet, but somehow they did.
But, you know, sperm donor, Thomas Markle, is at it again. And this time, I don't know if I'm sure you've all seen the video that is happening. That was the first thing I actually saw when I got on Twitter. I'm like, what the heck is going on? What is he up to now? So it seems like he was back on the Australian Channel 7 news, I think it is. And
Sunrise, yeah.
And he was, and this is what I find strange, and I'll get to it later. So he somehow, I think it was an interview that was botched and didn't really go the way, they shouldn't have posted it, but they posted it or aired it. And he was talking about how there's these two gentlemen, these two reporters. So apparently these two reporters, T. Markle says that it was the whole, obviously we already knew that the whole photo shoot, eventually we realized that it was staged, right? But what I'm getting from what I listened to, that even though we found out it was staged, I think in the beginning we thought that at least I thought that they knew they were staged, but Markle did not know that it was staged. But he knew that it was staged, and he knew what the staging was for, right? It seems like that's what he's saying. He knew that it was being staged, so that way it could be messy, it could mess up the wedding. So then that makes me think, wow, most dads can't wait to walk their daughters down the aisle on their wedding day, and you are plotting to destroy your daughter's wedding. Like you actually had the faculty to think, I'm going to agree with this, I'm going to stage it, and it's going to mess up. Because from what he's saying, he knew it was staged. He knew what it was for. And then he makes me wonder if he faked the whole heart surgery thing. If that was all part of it.
Was all, I mean, Daily Mail, when that happened, actually, the Daily Mail, who actually had one of their reporters move in next to Thomas Markle, they had originally said it was all fake, that Thomas Markle was in a car and went to Los Angeles and, stayed in a hotel or whatever. So it seemed that whole thing, that's what they had reported back then. And then somehow, he produced some kind of paperwork, whether it's fake or not, that he had a heart attack, which I don't believe at all. But yeah, he took money knowing that this was to disrupt his own daughter's wedding. And he implicated Jeff Rayner, the photographer, but he also implicated Dylan Howard. And Dylan Howard is from A&I. A&I is they actually cornered the market on tabloids in the US.
That's Epstein and the guy who worked with Trump and all those people, right? One of
Yes,
those
Dylan
several
Howard.
gangs.
Yeah, he was the
Yeah.
one that brought up, basically got all those stories, the horrible stories about Trump, and basically buried the stories. He is the
Yeah.
one also. And the thing is, when Thomas Markle said Dylan Howard and Jeff Rayner, the Australian TV show,
Yeah, that's what I was going to get to. Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, they called it off, and then they said, I don't know if you saw the show, but you probably saw it. But the two hosts were like, "Oh, he's gone rogue." That Markle has gone rogue, and that they didn't even have a dumb button to push to stop him. And I was like, "Oh yeah." He said, one of them said, "Oh, is there a dumb button? Was there a dumb button to push to stop him from talking?" He's gone rogue, yeah, because he's probably trying to like get more money from you guys.
When they pulled that off, they pulled it off the air because I guess Dylan Howard lawyer came at them, and a lot of actually other news sites who reported on this pulled it off the air, including ET Canada and everything, because I guess their lawyers got to them. The point is, I guess they're claiming like, oh no, this is unfounded, for him to just be saying Dylan Howard. The problem with that is, in 2018, there is an article that connects Jeff Rayner and Dylan Howard. Yeah. Because in that article, it talked about Jeff Rayner. Well, first of all, Jeff Rayner's partner, Mark Coleman, used to work with he used to work at Star Magazine, which is one of the magazines that ANI owns. Yeah. And also, him and Mark Coleman and Jeff Rayner have a paparazzi company, and that's called Coleman Rayner. Their client is ANI, specifically Dylan Howard. And Dylan Howard hired them to go and dig up dirt on Rose McGowan when Rose McGowan when she accused Harvey Weinstein of rape. Yeah. Dylan Howard hired Jeff Rayner's and Mark Coleman's company to dig up dirt on Rose McGowan they gave that information to Harvey Weinstein. So when Thomas Markle said Dylan Howard and Jeff Rayner, at first it seemed like two random people, but they're not. They work together. And Dylan Howard has his rep. I mean, he was also in the Me Too movement. He was also accused of sexual misconduct in the office. And it just is, he's the one also that tried to blackmail Jeff Bezos. This guy has a past. So Scobie is probably one of the only royal actually the only one to post about it, because everyone else was pulling it off, because I guess their lawyers went at them. But the very fact that, you think about it, ANI owns all of these tabloids. Who would benefit the most from Meghan Markle's and Harry's wedding being disrupted? What? It doesn't seem like they have any play in this. And so that's, for me, it's like, okay, who at Kensington Palace, what if, got in touch with? But then,
Markle has been saying it. He said, when he kept saying the royal family owes me money,
exactly.
That they owe me money. No, he knows what he's talking about. They were colluding together. They knew exactly what they were doing. I'm sure he mentioned Jason Knopf.
He mentioned Jason Knopf. Yeah, that's the one who was in And knowing how the royal family, their communication of choice is tabloids. So of course they would want, a lot. If you notice Us Magazine, a lot of their coverage is about the British royals.
Yeah, they get paid a lot. They put Kate out there a lot.
Exactly.
And so they keep sending me magazines. I never subscribe to them. Like, why do you send me magazines? I don't want new magazines. Yeah. It's like, no.
And I keep telling people, I'm like, look, do not be clicking on Us Magazine, because I didn't even realize that they were part of ANI until I started reading up on Dylan Howard. I had no idea that they were part of the same company. So
I wanted to share a little thing about what was on this, that Lonnie Love, comic Lonnie Love, if she's on the Real, she posted something, and she posted the video on her Instagram, and then Tina responded to it. Tina said, I'm glad people are finally seeing what the Success Squad have been saying since 2018. that they, the press and the royal family, were trying, we're trying to stop the wedding. The guys, Dylan Howard and Jeff Rayner, that he mentioned, were also involved in harassing and collecting information on Harvey Weinstein's accusers so they can make them less credible. These are the types of people the royals were working with to stop Harry and Meghan's wedding. And then she goes, Lonnie, thanks for posting this. Just be careful. Those guys are threatening lawsuits against anyone who posts this video.
Exactly. And, Dylan Howard wrote that book, Royals at War. He actually wrote that. Yeah, it's like on the picture you have like the Sussexes and the Cambridges. It's amazing.
See, I told you it's a web.
It is a whole web. And the thing about it too is Jeff Rayner is British. Jeff Rayner is British. Dylan Howard is Australian.
Australian,
exactly. It's kind of like and David Pecker, who owns, like, I think he either the CEO owns ANI. It's like, and basically cornered the American market on tabloids. It's like him and his fellow Australian Rupert Murdoch. They're in competition, it seems, because Rupert Murdoch pretty much owns Australia and England with tabloids.
Sorry. Yeah,
exactly. And it's like these two have like cornered the market on it, and it's just.
But you see, this is already out. The cat is out of the basket, right? Yeah. That's how they say, the cat's out of the basket, and so people are going to start investigating, whether they like it or not. There's someone somewhere who's going to look at it,
Thomas Markle better be careful.
They should pray that Ronan doesn't look into it.
And it's funny because it's Ronan who exposed him in his book Catch and Kill. We need to get Ronan Farrow on this.
Ronan Farrow is like he don't get him on this because he's probably working on it. We don't even know.
I know.
We don't know. Ronan, come on, hurry up.
We need you.
We need you. But that's Thomas Markle. Thomas Markle is an embarrassment to society, an embarrassment to the human race, an embarrassment to parents who are, taking care of their kids, who are fathers. He's an embarrassment, period. He's a suck of flesh.
Because he's trying to get, he was even thinking of taking Harry and Meghan to court.
That's not it. No, that would not work. There's no law.
He's not going to get anywhere in California with that.
Well, but there's no law that allows him to do that. He'd never seen them before, and they were never taken away from him. There's a law that if you already were in their lives, then you have a case. This one, he'd never seen them. But
I just think the audacity of knowing what you did. You're trying to break up this marriage and basically break up this relationship. If you were successful in breaking up this relationship, there wouldn't be any grandchildren.
But he didn't care about the grandchildren. It was just about publicity.
The publicity. Exactly.
He's just saying to stay relevant. I mean, this is something that Samantha is probably feeding him. Or listen, maybe I should even blame Samantha. I'm sure Markle can think on his own.
Well, Samantha actually she took credit for setting up that whole photo shoot thing. So Thomas Markle, in another part of that interview that I saw, he said that she was coerced, that's all. Basically hoodwinked her as well. So which I don't believe she was hoodwinked. She knew she was doing.
She knew exactly what she was doing. Like, this lady is supposedly in a wheelchair, but found her way in the UK and like trying to. Like, what? And you know what? History is going to look back and they're going to be like, this is an embarrassment. And nobody want to be able to.
The whole family. It's like her brother wrote that letter to Harry to tell him to not marry Meg. I mean.
But see, even though she tell you, that's a connection. It was a family strategy to destroy her wedding.
Yeah.
That means that Thomas Markle Jr. knew what was going on with his father.
The family was all part of trying to destroy the wedding.
Destroy the wedding. That's exactly what now I feel like I see what's going on. I mean, I already knew that was going on, but the dots are clicking because he would not have written that letter if he's so dumb and stupid that there's no way that he came up with that idea. He was given the information. It had to be that he knew the information was in the air. There was planning and plotting going on, and then he decided. They probably told him, "This is your assignment. You write the letter and say X, Y, and Z." And he did. Samantha, you do this. You sit on this. You go this. You take this way, and then you stage the photo. It was a whole,
It was a whole plan.
A whole triage.
Yeah, it was a
Of the
whole
stupid
plan.
and
They
dumb
had a
and dumb and
whole
dumber.
family. They had this whole family involved in trying to destroy this wedding. It is
Right.
that is sick.
And then you want her to take care of you in your old age, like take care of your daddy now. You're destroying her. You want her to
White
take care of
privilege.
you.
White privilege.
That is evil. That's bullying. That's like you don't care. You just want your way and you're thinking about yourself. I hope, Meghan, if you ever, and maybe you're a better soul than I am, if you ever show your kids to this man or even go to him during his death, his last days, that's on you. Because if I'm Meghan, I'm not stepping foot because you wanted me dead. Because the information you were feeding the tabloids, that whole pressure could have killed me. I could have lost my kid. Whatever could have happened to me. You didn't care about that because you wanted that $20,000 or $5,000 was so much worth for you that I'm your child, your daughter who's taking care of you and been taking care of you. You wanted me dead. You wanted me destroyed, miserable.
Well,
And
during Oprah Winfrey's interview, Meghan said, I lost my father.
yeah,
I think he's
lost.
dead to her.
Yeah.
She's already, he's lost. He is not,
And she's at peace. And you know what is it? I'm so happy to glad that Lonnie posted this on her stuff because a lot of people and Lonnie used to be the one person I used to like really just like get mad at her because she will side with, she come up with her own like theories about the successes and, Meghan and Harry, kind of like leaning towards the royals. When she posted this, all her fan base, everybody said, it's like, are you for real? Is this like people who don't pay attention saw this clip, all of a sudden realized what Meghan has been saying is actually really true. And through all the comments, everybody was like, most people were like, oh my God, oh my God. No wonder she doesn't want anything to do with it. And I was like, we've been saying this forever.
Some people just need fight. They need it to come out of his mouth. Some people, yeah.
Yeah. I'm
like somehow Harry and Meghan ended up with the two worst fathers ever on this planet. I don't know how they managed to happen to them, but it's just like,
well, listen,
ew.
I always sometimes listen to Rick Warren, and he goes, not sometimes, I tend to always, and he says, sometimes he said, God is not really concerned about your parents. He needs those parents so he has a purpose for you, and he needs those two parents to bring you into this world. So it's not about them, it's about you coming into the world. So he will use what people around to bring you because their DNA and what he has, the plans he has for you is way much bigger than the parents that brought you. So I was like, oh yeah, God needed a vessel, needed a vehicle.
Yes.
It's like, here, give birth to Meghan. Here, give birth to Harry. Now the work begins. These two will meet and will change the world. And that's all that matters. So we gave you the facts and we added our 2 cents. We would like to hear your 2 cents in the comment sections. While you're at it, feel free to share the video, subscribe, and the notification bell actually, so that way when we do post, you get that quick to watch. And also, we have some merch as well, so feel free to support us that way with mugs and t-shirts and so forth. Just feel free to go there and check it out. And we have a PayPal and Cash App, so if you want to share and give us, support us that way, that'd be great. Until next time, have a great week whenever you see this show. But we'll see you next time. Au revoir.
Bye, guys. Bye.
Bye.